What if you could turn your footage into cinematic images in seconds? Today I'm going to test the CineDream plugin for Resolve to see if it can instantly elevate your footage. Let's get started. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to pick a hero frames. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is our hero frame, right? Once you install the CineDream plugin, you want to go to effects and you want to search for CineDream and then just drag and drop. Now I'm using the demo version, that's why we can see these dots on screen, but with the full version you're not going to have that problem. Let's click on open control and CineDream will open in a different window. Now the first thing is they give us a very quick guideline of how we should use it. Step 1, step 2 and step 3 is of course do the basic correction first and then match your cameras and do the final look. There is a link for a short tutorial here, so we can just click on this link and watch the video if you want. Okay, so we're gonna close this now and we'll look at the features. Now we can press tab to close and open these sidebars. Now what I really like about CineDream is the keyboard shortcuts and the latest easy to remember. For example, white balance is W, exposure is E. It's just basic. You don't even have to learn the shortcuts. You almost can guess what the shortcut will be. Now, the first thing we're going to do is you want to select the profile of the image. We want to come to the left-hand side of the screen and we want to select the color profile. .cine was the one. And right away we get a look. Now, we do have like other versions of this look. The version we are looking at now is called Cineboss, and then we have CineLook, then we have CineVision and CineLab. Now for this image, I probably want CineVision. I think I like CineVision the most. This is totally optional. You don't have to use it. You can just turn it off and this will be your Rec 709 conversion. But for this tutorial, I'm gonna leave this on. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is fix the exposure, right? And to do that, we're going to click on enable false color. And from here, we can see the screen is in a really good position already, okay? This screen range is, if we press tab, this is your skin range. So you want to be between say 50 to 70 around there. And it's already there, which is great. The next thing is we're going to check if the skin is biased to green or magenta. We obviously want to remove those tints. So we can click on enable skin color indicator. You can just press T on the keyboard. And when I click on the screen and just drag it up, and it's in yellow, and at the bottom it's already telling us if it's too green then it's too green, if it's too magenta then it's too magenta. Now let's drag it up a little bit more. Yep, I think I'm happy with that. Okay, so I'm gonna click on this false color to turn it off, and we can check before and after by pressing B. Before and after, it's looking pretty good. Now this image looks a bit warm. That's the look we went for, but let's say this is too warm. We don't want it to look so yellow. So we can manually move the sliders to change the color temperature, or we can just start with auto white balance by clicking on this button. And this is already in a really good starting point, right? This is looking great. For my test, I actually want the sparkles to look yellow. So I'm gonna push it till I'm happy. So maybe somewhere around here is good for me. These two controls are actually linked to this slide, CineDream. So if we wanna reduce the tone curve, then we can dial it down, dial it up, dial it down, dial it up. So this is the full look, and we can settle somewhere in between, probably here. And film color is how much color we want from the CineVision thing. I think I want the full color. It looks nice actually. And the tone curve, let's play with the tone curve again. I actually like the tone curve as well. So I'm gonna leave it at 100%. Now we have a bunch of icons on top, and these are basically like a shortcut to get to different tools that we have on the right hand side. The beauty of CineDream is the keyboard shortcuts. We don't want to click on different sliders. I mean, we can if we want to, But the beauty is we can just press the keyboard shortcut and just drag it up and drag it down. That's the power of this plugin. Now we have a bunch of controls on top. The first one is exposure, then we have contrast, then we have temperature. These controls are on the right hand side as well. You can see it's the same icons on top. What I like about this bar is very similar to Lightroom. So if you're used to with editing in Lightroom, then you might find it very handy. Now if you want, you can drag the slide up and down to find where you wanna land your exposure, but we already checked our exposure by going here and I was happy. Now when you're selecting exposure, you can obviously push the slide, or you can click on this button here, or you can press E on the keyboard and you can just drag it up or down. This is going to be too bright, way too bright. So if we turn off the false color, or the shortcut is Control Shift L, we'll see this is, sorry, Control L actually. This is way too bright. We don't want this, so we'll just drag it down, and if we want some guidance, we can turn on the false color. And for me, I think this would be fine. Yep, looks good to me. Next thing is we're gonna control the contrast. So I'm gonna press C on the keyboard and go up or down. I think somewhere around here is good. If you wanna see the histogram, then we're gonna click on this icon on top, and this will bring up the histogram. Let's drag it up to make it big. It actually looks too contrasty now, so I'll probably drag it down a little bit. Next thing is saturation, so we can press S on the keyboard and we can drag it up if we want it more saturated, or if you want to control saturation in a different tonal range, then we can press Shift E, and when I drag the saturation up, we can see this increasing saturation in the mid-tone area. We can click on this button to see the changes this slider made. Very minor, but there is a change. I don't need to see these bars anymore, so I can probably drag it down to make it small, or I can just click on the button on top to go back to the full viewer. Next, we're gonna go to the Wheels tab, and the Wheels tab will allow us to control color in a specific area. So we can maybe warm up the mid-tone, so we'll just click on this dial and then drag it towards the yellow. So the skin will be more yellow. Great. Maybe you want to push the shadows towards the blue area. So you can just click and drag. Cool. Let's look at before and after. It introduced some blue tint in the mid-tone area. So let's push yellow back in the mid-tone in the skin. Cool. Okay, let's look at before and after now. Now we have the RGB curve here. We can click on shadows, drag it down, and we can click on highlights, maybe somewhere around here, and drag it up. And it's basically creating a S curve. Again, click on this button to see the changes, and we can go Control minus, Control plus to zoom in or zoom out, Control 0 to fit on screen. It's a bit big, so I'll go Control minus. Then we have Advanced tab. Now in the Advanced tab, we can click on this icon to enable vignette, and you can just drag. So we're gonna just click and dial it down. Now we gotta feather this a lot. Cool. Now let's look at before and after by clicking on this eye. So that's a bit too much, so we can click inside and just click and drag down, and we can click outside and click and drag up. How easy is that? Now let's check before and after. Beautiful. I'm happy with this. Maybe I'll just increase this a bit. Okay, let's turn the controls off. Cool. Let's do before and after now. Now all the changes we made so far was the base correction to get the image to a state that we like. Now we can go to final grading. So let's click on final grading on top. Now we can press tab to bring the slides in, and it gives us some option to add lot, and we can click on apply look lot, and it will give us a lot of option. Obviously this is a bit small, so you might want to drag the image size slider on top to make it a bit bigger. Now which one you like is gonna come down to personal preference. This image is already looking good. Maybe we don't need a lot, but just to show you guys, man, that's a lot of love. So let's go with this one for now. We click on accept, and we can see the lot's been applied. Again, before and after. If this feels too much, then we can dial the luminance value of the lot by dragging this slider. So this is controlling the exposure and contrast of the lot. I think somewhere around here is good. And this slider is controlling the color from the lot. I think for color I'll go to 100%. Let's check the histogram. So I'm gonna press Ctrl M on the keyboard to see how we're going with histogram. It is looking good. It's not clipping, which is great. So Ctrl M to hide it. Next is film density. So we can push this slider to control the highlight roll off. I think somewhere around is good. Fade film. This control is for fading, lifting black up. If we look at the black area, we can see that effect. Maybe you can push it up a little bit. Global density is how much of the look we want. We can click on the dot to reset. To undo everything, we can click on reset. Next, let's look at color density. So we can click on this icon, and maybe we want to dense the skin tone a bit. Cool. And that might be a bit too much, and let's dial it down. Before, after, before, after. Let's add some bloom. Bloom adds like a glow to your highlights, and we can see it here. And if we expand the section, we can control how much of the glow you want. Yep. So basically play with the slider and see what you like. It's very intuitive. We can turn the effect off. Before bloom, after bloom. Seems a bit too much, so I'm gonna dial it down. So this is basically giving us the effect we get from the promise filter. Beautiful. All right. Now we have some buttons at the bottom. It's called lights and blur. So lights basically show which areas the bloom is affected, and we can see it's mainly affecting the sparkles. And we can click on blur, and it's just a different way to see which areas are being impacted. Now let's turn this off. Let's look at halation. It will add like a red glow to the highlight area, especially in the high contrast area and on the skin. If we go before and after, we can see. It's hard to tell. Maybe let's look at her hand here. Here we go. Before, after, see? That's what halation does. Control 0 to fit the image on screen. Tab to bring the sliders from the left. The last one is grain. Just dial the amount in. And the size as well. Yep. With the YouTube compression, I don't know how much of that you can see, but I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna make it really pronounced, so hopefully you'll be able to see some on YouTube. We can click on apply, and we can close this one. And in this window, we're gonna click apply again, and we'll see the changes we just made. Alright, so we had a detailed look at the plugin, and by now I think you're very familiar with the features, and to be honest, this is really good. This is better than what I expected. I did try the CineDream version, which is the older version of CineDream. I like that one, but that lacked some functionality. which has been fixed in CineDream, and it's great to have those features being available in CineDream. On top of that, a lot of effects been added to this plugin, which is amazing. Now, who's this for? Honestly, I think everyone can benefit from this, especially if you're new to the color world and if you're not familiar with Color Page, then this is a very good tool to start out. This will give you the option to create really beautiful color without knowing a lot of technical knowledge. Even though having the technical knowledge helps, but honestly, if we can just click and drag and get the result, then no, do we even need to know what's happening underneath? I'm not saying it is not important to know. It is important to know, and you should learn different type of color processing pipeline, how they work and whatnot. This just for fun. If you love color, you should know anyway. But this plugin enables us to just simply click and drag, and basically we look at the image and we decide, hey, what do we need? Do we need more exposure? Do we need more temperature? Do we need more color? It's so easy. We can just click and drag up or down and make the adjustment on the image. That saves a lot of time from going to different nodes and make those changes. Now, is this gonna replace my current grade? To be honest, probably not. This is not going to do everything for me. One of the areas will be dodge and burn. At the moment, we have two different types of vignette in CineDream, which is the circular vignette and the gradual vignette, but we are not able to track it. So if your shot has a lot of movement and it needs to be tracked, I think it's still good to do it outside CineDream, just in a different node. Another area would be maybe I want to change a very specific part of the image and I need to apply a power window to do that. That's what I'll probably do in a separate node. But for the most part, I think 80 to 90% of the job can be done within this one node within CineDream, and that's just amazing. And it's visually so easy for a photographer to understand. Like, if you came from photography background, most of us did, we know Lightroom. Everyone knows Lightroom. It's so basic. I just drag slider right and left, and the design for this is very similar, so it's very intuitive. And another feature I really like about this plugin is the keyboard shortcut. Denver picked really easy to remember letters, and it works. And if you don't know the shortcuts are visible right next to the tool, so you can either click on the tool, drag up or down, or you can press the keyboard shortcut and do that. Those shortcuts saves a lot of time. Color grading should be fun, and honestly I enjoy grading this. I usually grade using 20 different nodes. I have dedicated nodes for different type of adjustment. The beauty of this CineDream plugin is I can do everything in one node, and it looks good, and it's just in different tabs, and it's very easy. It's very hard to break, which is really good for beginners. So I'll definitely recommend you to try this out. The demo version is for free. Download it, play with it, and see if you like it. I think if you're a beginner, new to Resolve, you'll absolutely love it. And if you're a pro, then I'll welcome you to explore a new way of grading. There's lots of LUTs out there. There's a lot of power grades, and every colorist, they have different workflow. And I think Denver's tool is very easy to use. So try this, see if you like it, and if you do, let me know how it went in the comment box below. Lastly, I just want to thank Denver. Man, this is good, brother. Like, you've done a great job with this one, so keep it up. I know I haven't finished grading a whole film using CineDream, but this is just to cover the basic features. Grading a full project obviously takes time, and I don't want this video to go on for hours, but I will do that at some point. I'll probably make another video just to show the process. Let me know in the comments below if you'd be interested to see how we can grade a whole project end-to-end using CineDream. Anyways, that's all I had for today. If you got any value out of this video, then hit like and subscribe for new videos. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. I have one day to edit. This CineDream challenge is finishing tomorrow, so I have so much to do. Gotta finish it now. See ya. Oh, it's so far.